On October 9, 1906, a son was born in Joal, Senegal. This small coastal town, with its rich history and vibrant culture, would be the birthplace of a man who would leave an indelible mark on the world. His name was Léopold Sédar Senghor, a name that would one day resonate far beyond the borders of his homeland. He was born into a world teeming with tradition and natural beauty, where the land and the sea met in a harmonious dance. The rhythm of Senegalese life, the stories and the values of his Sédar heritage deeply influenced him. These cultural roots would become the bedrock of his identity. His family, though not wealthy, recognized the value of education. They believed that knowledge was the key to a brighter future. They nurtured his early thirst for knowledge, encouraging him to explore the world through books and learning. Young Senghor excelled in his local schools, showing a remarkable aptitude for learning and a curiosity that knew no bounds. His teachers saw a spark in him, a promise of greatness. They knew he was destined for something extraordinary. This early foundation, rooted in Senegalese culture and a love for learning, would shape the man he would become. It was a blend of tradition and modernity that would define his path. He would go on to become a poet, a philosopher, and a leader. His words would inspire generations, and his ideas would challenge the status quo. He would dedicate his life to uplifting Africa, to celebrating its heritage, and to fighting for its future. His vision was one of unity, progress, and cultural pride, a vision that continues to inspire to this day. Senghor's journey took him beyond the shores of Senegal, embarking on a voyage that would shape his destiny. He traveled across the vast ocean to France, a land of new opportunities and challenges. He pursued higher education at Lycée Louis-le-Grand, a prestigious institution known for its academic rigor and intellectual environment. He then continued his studies at the University of Paris, immersing himself in a world of knowledge and discovery. There he delved deeply into the realms of philosophy, literature, and language, expanding his intellectual horizons. His mind became a melting pot of ideas, a crucible where diverse thoughts and perspectives converged. He absorbed the works of European thinkers, philosophers whose ideas would challenge and refine his own. He engaged in spirited debates that challenged his perspectives, pushing him to think critically and deeply. But throughout his academic journey, Senghor never forgot his roots, the rich cultural heritage of Senegal. He carried the spirit of Africa in his heart, a constant reminder of where he came from. He saw a disconnect between the European gaze on Africa and the rich, vibrant reality he knew, a reality full of life and complexity. This awareness ignited a fire within him, a burning desire to set the record straight. It fueled his desire to challenge colonial narratives, to speak out against the misrepresentations and injustices, to reclaim the narrative of Africa, to tell the true story of its people and their enduring spirit. Paris in the 1930s was a crucible of intellectual ferment. It was here that Senghor, along with other African and Caribbean intellectuals, gave birth to a movement that would reverberate across the world. They called it negritude. Negritude was more than just a literary movement. It was a philosophy, a statement of self-affirmation, a celebration of black identity and culture in all its forms. It was a rejection of the colonial attempt to erase and demean African heritage. Senghor, with his eloquence and passion, became a leading voice of negritude. He believed in the power of words to combat prejudice and injustice, to instill pride in a people who had been told to be ashamed of who they were. Senghor's poetry became a powerful instrument for expressing the ideals of negritude. His words were imbued with the rhythms of African music, with the vivid imagery of the Senegalese landscape. His poems sang of the beauty, the resilience, and the dignity of African people. His collections, Chants d'Ombre, Shadow Songs, and Ethiopiques, resonated deeply with people across Africa and the diaspora. Through his writing, Senghor gave voice to the silenced narratives of his people. He challenged the Western literary canon that had long excluded African voices. He asserted the beauty and complexity of African art and thought. His work sparked a cultural awakening. It inspired generations to embrace their African identity. Section 5. The poet enters the political arena. Senghor's commitment to uplifting Africa extended beyond the realm of literature. He believed that true liberation required political action. He returned to Senegal, where the winds of change were blowing. The struggle for independence from French colonial rule was gaining momentum. Senghor, with his eloquence, his intellect, and his deep understanding of both African and European cultures, was uniquely positioned to lead. He became a vocal advocate for independence. He believed in a future where Senegal, and indeed all of Africa, could chart its own destiny. He envisioned a future free from the shackles of colonialism. A future where African nations could reclaim their place on the world stage. Section 6. A New Dawn for Senegal. In 1960, a pivotal year in African history, Senegal achieved its independence. It was a moment of jubilation, a triumph against the forces of oppression. The Senegalese people looked to Senghor to guide them into this new era. They elected him as their first president, a testament to the trust they placed in his vision and leadership. Senghor embarked on the challenging task of nation building. He understood that true independence meant more than just political freedom. It meant economic empowerment. It meant access to education and healthcare for all. It meant preserving and celebrating Senegalese culture while engaging with the wider world. Section 7. Building a nation on African values. As president, Senghor sought to forge a unique path for Senegal. He rejected the notion that Africa had to blindly follow Western models of development. He believed in an African socialism. He called it the socialism of the African Renaissance. This philosophy emphasized communal values. It promoted social justice and solidarity. It recognized the importance of traditional African institutions while embracing modernization. Senghor invested heavily in education. He believed that an educated population was essential for Senegal's progress. He promoted African languages and cultures alongside French. He sought to create a Senegal that was both modern and deeply rooted in its heritage. Section 8. Recognition on the world stage. Senghor's leadership and vision extended beyond the borders of Senegal. He became a respected voice on the international stage. He advocated for African unity and cooperation. He called for a new world order based on dialogue and mutual respect. He believed in the power of culture to bridge divides. He promoted cultural exchange programs between Africa and the rest of the world. His contributions to literature, philosophy, and politics earned him global recognition. He was awarded the prestigious Négritude et Humanisme Prize. He was the first African to be inducted into the Académie Française, France's highest literary honor. Section 9. The Passing of an Icon. Léopold Sédar Senghor, the poet, the philosopher, the president, passed away on December 20, 2001, in Paris. He was 95 years old. His passing was mourned not just in Senegal but across Africa and the world. He left behind a legacy that continues to inspire. He showed the world that Africa was not a monolith. He challenged stereotypes and prejudices. He demonstrated the power of words to inspire change. He proved that development could be rooted in African values and traditions. He left an indelible mark on Senegal and on the African continent. His life's work was a testament to his unwavering belief in the potential of Africa and its people. Section 10. Senghor's Enduring Legacy. Today, Senghor's legacy continues to shape discussions on African identity, culture, and development. His writings are studied in universities around the world. His ideas on negritude and African socialism continue to spark debate and inspire new generations of thinkers and activists. His vision of a united and prosperous Africa remains a beacon of hope. His emphasis on education and cultural preservation is as relevant today as it was during his lifetime. In a world grappling with the legacies of colonialism and globalization, Senghor's ideas offer a powerful framework for understanding Africa's past, present, and future. He reminds us that true progress requires embracing our shared humanity, celebrating our cultural diversity, and working together to create a more just and equitable world. Section 11. A Timeless Voice for Africa. Léopold Sédar Senghor's life was a testament to the power of one person to make a difference. Born in 1906 in Senegal, he grew up in a time of great change and upheaval. Despite the challenges, he pursued education with a passion, eventually becoming one of the most influential African intellectuals of the 20th century. He used his voice, his pen, and his political platform to amplify the voices of the marginalized and to challenge the status quo. As a poet, he celebrated African culture and heritage, blending it with his deep knowledge of French literature. As a politician, he fought tirelessly for the independence and unity of African nations. He showed the world that Africa was not just a land of poverty and conflict, but a continent rich in history, culture, and human potential. Through his works and speeches, Senghor painted a picture of Africa that was vibrant, diverse, and full of promise. He left behind a legacy of hope, resilience, and a deep love for Africa. His vision was not just for his own country, but for the entire continent. He believed in the power of unity and the importance of preserving African traditions while embracing modernity. His words and his actions continue to inspire generations to dream of a better future for Africa and for the world. Young leaders and students look up to him as a beacon of hope and a model of what can be achieved through dedication and perseverance. A future where all people are treated with dignity and respect. Senghor's vision was one of inclusivity and equality, where every individual, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to thrive. A future where every voice is heard. He believed in the power of dialogue and the importance of every person having a say in their community and their future. A future worthy of Senghor's vision. His legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of those who continue to fight for a better, more just world.